Once again today, Donald Trump backed down. Once again today, the man who always pretends he never backs down, never backed down big time. Donald Trump said repeatedly today, and it seemed desperately, quote, "I have no intention of firing him." And he was not talking about his unqualified and incompetent Secretary of Defense who shared battle plans with his wife and others, the same Secretary of Defense who promised to stop drinking if he became Secretary of Defense. Donald Trump said nothing today about Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth. He did not defend Pete Hegseth today. He did not attempt to deny any of the...
What happens when the world's most unpredictable president tries to fire the one man he legally can't, and the result sends shockwaves from the White House to Wall Street? Are we seeing the unraveling of economic order? Or is this just another headline in America's age of chaos? Tonight, we dive into a political showdown and market meltdown that could shape the future for every American. Today, we saw a familiar scenario play out once again. Donald Trump, a man who has long insisted he never backs down, was forced into a public retreat, one that sent ripples across both Washington and Wall Street. The issue started with his Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, who was accused of sharing military plans inappropriately. Despite growing reports from major outlets like the New York Times and NBC News, Trump had no comment, no defense, denial, or even explanation. Hegseth himself only stated the plans weren't classified, carefully avoiding the deeper concerns. In years past, such a scandal might have dominated the economic conversation. But today, the real turbulence stemmed from Trump's own approach to economic policy. For months, the market has reacted to unpredictable shifts, sudden tariffs, and impulsive social media posts. Planning, whether in business or at the kitchen table, has become an exercise in guesswork as policies shift from one day to the next, all at the whim of one individual. The market took another dive after a fresh round of tariffs, and Trump's response was to turn his attention toward the Federal Reserve and its chairman, Jerome Powell, a figure he originally nominated. In a Monday morning social media blast, Trump harshly criticized Powell, implying that unless interest rates dropped, the economy could suffer. What made this especially jarring was that no president before him had so openly blamed or even threatened to dismiss the head of the Fed.
The next year. A year is the minimum planning horizon for economic planning and economic decisions in business or in our personal lives. And after destroying the stock market with tariffs that are actually illegal because Donald Trump has imposed them in violation of laws that control the president's use of tariffs, Donald Trump decided that now would be a good time to attack the chairman of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, who became the chairman of the Federal Reserve when Donald Trump appointed him in Donald Trump's first term. President Biden then reappointed Jerome Powell. And on Monday, in the middle of the morning trading session on Wall Street, Donald Trump died.
The suggestion that Trump might try to fire Powell, even though the law gives him no such authority, sent further shockwaves through financial circles. Facing mounting criticism, including from typically sympathetic media outlets, Trump scrambled to reassure Wall Street that he had no intention of firing Powell. He repeated the phrase multiple times in interviews, yet stopped short of admitting that legally he couldn't actually do it. Powell himself addressed the situation publicly, making it clear he knew he could not be removed without cause and wouldn't resign if pressured. 4. Perhaps the first time, the nation saw the chair of the Federal Reserve hold more sway over key economic levers than the president. Previous administrations had respected this boundary, but Trump's refusal to acknowledge it became the story itself. His attempts to steady the markets did little to restore confidence, as the damage from the tariff regime was already being felt. Trump's own Treasury Secretary, in a candid remark leaked to CNBC from a private meeting with investors, admitted the current trade policies were unsustainable. Wall Street responded with a sigh of relief to even this slight admission, yet pointed out ongoing job losses, hundreds laid off at Volvo plants, for example, and declining economic forecasts from the International Monetary Fund. Top bankers, And industry analysts continue to warn of suppressed growth, stalled decision-making, and a heightened risk of recession, all linked to the ongoing uncertainty. Meanwhile, the fallout extended beyond policy and into American business icons. Tesla, which once enjoyed a near-mythic status among consumers and investors, posted a dramatic drop in quarterly earnings, down 71%. The company itself cited shifting trade policies and higher costs due to tariffs as direct contributors. But Tesla's troubles don't stop with economics. Its CEO, Elon Musk, has become increasingly tied to Trump in the public eye, turning off a once loyal base of progressive buyers. A growing number of them are getting rid of their Teslas, no longer wanting to be associated with the brand or its high-profile leader. Polls reflect this shift. Negative opinions of both Tesla and Musk are on the rise, particularly among Democrats, the very group that propelled the company's early success. Ironically, Republicans are now more positive about Tesla, but are far less likely to buy an electric car. Meanwhile, Tesla's competitors are quickly capturing the market share Tesla is losing. This convergence of political drama and economics fallout came into sharp relief with the failed sales event held on the White House driveway.
Elon Musk is one of Wall Street's biggest losers these days, thanks to his public support of Donald Trump's policies and thanks to Donald Trump's tariffs, which hurt all automobile companies, including Tesla. After the stock market closed today, Tesla released an earnings report that came in much lower than expected. The Wall Street Journal reports that Tesla's income, quote, slid 71% in the first quarter as the company struggled to overcome competitive pressure overseas and a reputational hit from Chief Elon Musk's polarizing role in the Trump administration. Tesla,
a moment widely criticized for its lack of decorum and for how far it strayed from presidential norms. What was intended as a publicity win instead highlighted the disconnect between leadership and the public mood. In the end, the events of these past days underscore a broader truth. Market confidence and economic stability rely on more than just bold words or television bravado.
as a company, actually blamed Donald Trump for its troubles. Wall Street Journal reports Tesla said that shifting trade policies exacerbated by the administration's tariff regime are stressing supply chains while adding to the automakers' costs. Tesla sales are down around the world, thanks largely to what one analyst has called the brand destruction that Elon Musk has delivered to Tesla by his association with and support of Donald Trump. A CNBC poll showed how that brand destruction in the United States has hurt Tesla's ability to sell to the very people who were
Investors, workers, and ordinary citizens alike are left to navigate the uncertainty, hoping for a return to steady leadership and predictable policy. As the news cycle churns and the impacts continue to play out, the question remains, are these temporary setbacks or signs of a deeper shift in America's political and economic landscape? If you found this analysis useful, don't forget to subscribe for more context and coverage on stories that matter. And let us know what you think. Are we witnessing a passing storm or a long-term change?